William Gay Football Field Day, with a focus on education and college. Presentation by Armando Calvillo and voiceover by Wanessa Machado. The following quote was gathered from voicesofyouth.org. When young people are educated, they are more likely to be aware of their rights and be better able to make sure that these rights are respected. This quote directly aligns with William Gay's mission statement geared towards his latest football camps, where he has been creating awareness of domestic violence. Aside from focusing on athletics, children and young teens should be encouraged to the idea of higher education. Depending on their household, many may not think they can afford or are even smart enough to college. Rikers High School, for example, where Mr. Gay attended, has a large minority enrollment rate. It is at almost 90%. Tallahassee itself is a low-income area, and more than 45% of students at Rikers High School receive free lunch. In order for you to understand this, a student who receives free lunch household income must be under $32,000 for a household of 4. This meaning that a two-parent household, each parent only makes around $15,000 to $16,000. With a large minority rate, Rikers High School has a graduation rate of 90%. The district is 72%. This is a very high graduation rate compared to the district. But from Florida's data, only 63% of Florida's high school graduates go directly to college. Focusing on Rikers High School, 22% of students miss 15 or more days of school, while the state average is only around 12%. The high school's average SAT scores are around 1150, which is reasonably lower than the national average of 1500, and this is out of a 2400 scale. From these statistics, we promote an NFL and college-themed field day. Aside from athletics, age groups will be broken up to better suit the promotion of education. 5 to 10-year-olds will mainly play games and contests and focus on sportsmanship. Ages 10 to 13 will focus on learning about the idea of college and how you can improve your life with a college degree. Ages 14 and up will focus on knowing what colleges look for, how grades do matter, why SATs and ACTs matter, college scholarships, and how you can play college football if interested. The age group of 14 and up will be joining the college football players who volunteer and be able to ask them questions concerning higher education as well as playing games along with them. Tallahassee is a low-income area, and I will demonstrate using these two maps. On this first map, you can see that this is the median household income for the zip code of Rikers High School. This is the southeast side of Tallahassee. So we can see that the incomes can range from around $60,000 to $30,000 or less, or even $20,000 or less. But now, will you please focus on this map? This map is the same exact zip code, same exact location, but for Black or African Americans. The highest that we can see is around this area and this area, where it's about $40,000 or less for income. We still have some that are around $20,000 or less, and then we have a lot that are around 30 or less. So you can see that when it comes to ethnicities and races, the income distribution is a lot lower. These 4 charts show some statistics of Rikers High School, for example. I'm using Rikers High School as our main target market, especially for upcoming juniors and seniors. Here we see the subject proficiency. So this is Rikers High School is in blue, the district is in green, and the state is in yellow. We got 2 subjects, mathematics and English, And Rickards High School has placed lower than both the district and the state in both subjects. This is a very good example on why education should be promoted, especially for a high school. Economically disadvantaged. This is basically showing of what I previously talked about. 45% of students received free lunch. 0% received reduced lunch. So almost half the school is economically disadvantaged. The minority enrollment, as I previously talked about, is at 89%. We have the highest percentage is Black or African American at 79%. Next is white at 11%, and we have Asian at 5%, and then Hispanics at 3%. Multiracial at 2%, and American Indian or Alaskan Native at 0.2%, and we have no Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. Next, I am going to show the same thing as above here for subject proficiency, but for all the district schools in that district. Rickards High School places very last in English and mathematics on this school. It places a little higher on English than these two, but it places lowest in mathematics. I will explain on this slide the very important aspects of the camp, such as where, when, and who. First, we keep the same location. Rickards High School is a very good location because it is surrounding the target market, and it's also been the primary location of the latest camps. Second, the field day should be held either early June, late June, or early July, around 11 a.m. until 4 or 5 p.m., whichever time is better desired. 3. In order to promote the college aspect of the camp, we must gather football players from surrounding universities or even universities that aren't close but have willing volunteers. This can be arranged with football coaches in order to recruit players as volunteers. This creates great PR for their universities, which is a great strategy when asking football coaches to set up volunteers for the camp. 4. Set up recruitment with volunteers through universities and college job counselors. Even here at Valdosta State University, we have a career counselor that sends out updates for any volunteers, internships, or job opportunities that there are. Every university has the same system, and therefore you can obtain many volunteers because college students are willing workers. Finally, not least, is an example of the schedule of the camp. I have listed here specifically by times and a brief description of what will happen around those times. In the morning, before 11 a.m., we would have student drop-off. We made this an hour earlier so that all the students could be there before 11 a.m. to start the camp. At 11 a.m., Mr. Gay and his team can have a camp introduction and break down the age groups. At 11:30, field day leaders, also known as volunteers, give academic informationals. At 12:15 to 12:30, the field day leaders will host a group icebreaker so that the students can get comfortable with each other and get to know each other before starting the event. From 12:30 to 1 is a quick drinks and snack station, which can be easily acquired through the hydration stations. From 1 to 3:30, we have the recreational time. All the age groups will be broken apart and we'll have drills, games, contests. From 3:30 to 4:30, kids can break into groups for meal times and talk with college athletes. The college athletes will participate with them in their meal time and be able to ask any questions that they need to ask and answer any questions the kids have. From 4:30 to 5 will be times where the students can be picked up in the field day. Also, At the age group breakdown from 11 a.m. to 11:30 will be when the t-shirts will be distributed among the group.